Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got Hayride and Hydree. I'm going to put Hayride down to avoid placing vowels next to premium swears. Wow, what a pick. This looks jolly close to a bingo. Not seeing a 7. Octanols through an N, but plenty of floaters to consider. So how about the H? That does look promising. It goes well with the C. Not seeing anything. I tend to play my first move fairly quickly to avoid opponent abandoning the game for whatever reason. Nothing with the A. What about the Y? No. R. Another good-looking tile for this rack. No. I. No. D. And finally, E. All of these tiles pretty much do look like useful floaters, but no bingo has come to mind. Probably a lack of prefixes and suffixes here. I've got the co prefix. Not seeing anything with that. This will be a fairly high probability bingo if there is one. Let me come back to the H. Now, onto the E, I have tool case. Wow, that's a tricky one. Will that E stay available? And is there a better bingo? So, the H does look good. And it's still available. My bingo is still available. What about the new floaters? Does L give me anything? I've got alco as a prefix. No. The H is the one that's nagging at me as having a bingo, and it will be significantly better than tool case because it will get doubled. No, not seeing it. Let me get this bingo down and be grateful. Tool case for whatever it's for, 63. Okay, well, the bingo run certainly ends now. No bingo here, although there is a U on the board. So onto an H, I would have Feek. Oh, opponent resigns. Let me examine this game. See if there were any better bingos. So it was me to go first. I had Hayride and a choice of others, all scoring the same. Opponent doesn't have a bingo, plays Lunyi, and then Locators through the R. Yeah, running parallel to Lunyi and not opening up row A, so that would have been a better bingo. Now, this is the point at which opponent resigned, and they resigned with this rack, and they could have played Zaddy through this A. Okay, so let's find a new game. Always a shame when opponents abandon games, especially when you get off to a good lead. It's mildly demoralising to think that players only play a game through to the end when they get off to a good start. But this is the world we live in. So let's see who's around and would like a game. Here we go. Okay, Mr. or Mrs. Platerbush, what have you got? It's opponent to go first. I do not have a bingo. And opponent starts off with 24. I'm looking to sort out my W's, and I can't get rid of both of them. But even if I could, the rack leave after W-A-W is pretty grim. So, what about Wigwam? I don't think this is a deleted slur. No, it's not. Fantastic. I thought for a moment I had Aurori, but I don't. Do I have a bingo? Through an S, I would have arouse, and there is an S in the open, and opponents played. Fantastic. So, let me get my bingo down. I don't think there are any others. Re-arouse for 59. And pretty good as a pickup. Through RE, I would have reluctate as a 9. That doesn't play in row B, even if opponent puts an E next to this R, because there's not enough squares. So, what can I do here? Well, there's a pretty decent spot in column 3, and opponent doesn't go there. Wow. So, what have I got? A or E goes next to the X. T, which I want to split up because it's a duplicate, can go here. Nothing goes in front of far. So, I'm going to take this back, but I want to initially see what it scores. 35 points. Alternatives to this are tech and taught. Taught, that's a decent rack leaf, 31. Okay, so taught is my preference, but I am taking this back because I have not given proper consideration to whether there is a bingo here. This is a pretty decent set of tiles. It looks balanced and bingo-y. Not seeing a 7. What about the R? No. How about the E? No. A. I would have actuality through the right pair of floaters, but there are no, or very few pairs. Nothing with the R. Oh, I've got the out prefix. No. P. Gosh, close to peculate. Not seeing anything. F-A. I have fault as a component part of a word. O-M. C goes in front of O-M. Gosh, Comatuli is good, but that's only one T. So I'm not seeing anything better than taught for 31. And my rack is close to a bingo, so opening up bingo lanes top and bottom I feel is good for me. Now, is there a bingo with this rack? It looks so close. Closer than the last rack. 36 for opponent. What about the P? No. And then a lot of these tiles are duplicates. Through a U, I would have N Collier. That's not available. Wow. Let me reconsider this. R. No. A. Now that's not a duplicate. Not seeing a bingo. Okay, so what am I going to do? Can I get value from Axe? OU is good. Do I have any plays ending OA? No. And in fact, it would have to be LOA. So, where else can I get value? Well, there's W's and G's here. I don't think Vigo is good. I think it's just Viga. M is available as a floater for bingos ending in M. 16 minutes on my clock. Dimps takes a Y, I think, for future reference. Now, what about down here below this triple word square? Tomo is good. So I could play Enol. Although this was a good rack, it wasn't such a mega rack that it's worth preserving 5 tiles. This is 25 points. It's not giving away very much. Rack leave is decent. I am going with this. Wow, what a pick. That is a dream pick. I kept REC. I draw ION blank. Surely I am bingoing now. So, do I have a bingo with this rack? Blank as a Y, I have Orion C. Doesn't quite work. Oh, wow, fantastic bingo for opponents. 70 points. I now trail. But I must be coming back with a bingo. Surely. So what about hooks for re-arouse? This rack plus a D. This rack plus a D. No, what about an S? Sericon, which does take an S, but at least I have a bingo in my back pocket. Where would be a better one? That also hooks Enol, but is worse. Nothing ends in Q that I've got. Can I hit? Oh, wow, what about this? There's a floating R in the middle of a double lane. I've got Enciero on my rack. That stops one square short. But is there anything else? 14 minutes on my clock. This rack plus an R. Cosinera through an A. This rack plus an R. That's Enciero. It doesn't have an anagram. This gives me the con prefix. Well, I always have the con prefix, but not seeing anywhere to use that. So this rack plus an R. There could be one. Nope, Irenicon through an N. Jerry Can, not Jerry Con. Incomer as a 7. Nothing with an R. Non-crime needs an M. Crunia perhaps, but that's not a double-double. But it would be doubled, which Sericon wouldn't, and Sericon takes an S, so I think Crunia is better. Now, I still haven't finished. This rack plus an R. Nope. 3 R's. Well, that feels like there should be something. I'm not seeing it. Coenuri as a 7. Corvine as a 7. Co-winner with an N. Anorexit with an A. Orion C. No, so I thought about Crunia, which is better than Sericon. The score's going to be very similar, but Crunia doesn't take an S. So I'm going with this. And what a pick. This looks extremely close to a bingo. I think Dragia is good. That plays in column 14. What else do I have? Dagia. And that plays because of Rearoused and because of Ed. And fantastic. Anything even better? No, I don't think so. Even if I had a 9-letter play, it's not going to be significantly better than Dagia for 76. And another good pick. And my lead, despite all these bingos, only 60 points with opponent on turn. So this game is not over yet. There's still a blank to come. There's still a Z and a J. But what about this rack? I have here into through the R. Wow, will I get to play that? Oh, my word, yes I will, because it also plays in row B. Wow, that stays available, and this is going to be so much better. So here into for 92. Bang! Now, surely I have a lead I can hang on to. I've drawn the J, which is good. It's non-bingo-y, but it stops opponents scoring well with it and means I may be able to score well with it. Now, opponents played quickly with Bice. I've got Jot, top right, and Joe. 16 tiles in the bag. What about row H? Do I have any J-I plays? No, I don't. Anything longer than a 4-letter play? This is where it's easy to tilt and shed points. You've got a decent lead, pretty decent prospect of hanging on. And it's easy to whack down Jot for 30 and miss out on 60 points somewhere else. But what is better than Jot? And should I play in row H first? There's still a Z, F and B to come, which can score handsomely. There into is good. Any other good J spots, which would mean it would be good to hang on to the J? Possibly top of column 4. But I could be bingoing again if I get rid of the J. Everything else is bingo-y, so an opponent could play their Z or big tile at the top. Not as good a spot as row H, but still pretty decent. Do I want to play Jot or Joe? Let me count the remaining vowels. 10 out of 23. Yeah, so Jot is better. I'm going with this. Okay, I don't think I am bingoing again. Yeah, opponent 39 points. A shame I couldn't get my J on that spot. So, what am I going to do? Still 10 tiles to come. A goes in front of HI, so row A is a bingo lane for bingos ending A something, or just a high scoring spot for 6-letter plays ending in A. I don't have one of those. Difficult to play under the G's because only I and O go in that spot. So I could play Hoy for 26. Only 6 vowels left out of 17. And only 3 A's and E's. And duplicates of those are fairly easy to deal with, especially in the end game. 26 points. What am I missing that's better? So all I'm doing with this play is taking out a bingo lane with G in third place, which wouldn't have scored much and would have opened up row O. So it's no big deal if I can score more elsewhere. I should at least consider it. But this score is decent. It's on its way to 30 points. And I'm just not seeing anywhere else to score. I'm looking at row I to see if I can place consonants across here, but I can't. Hoyd is good. It may be worth turning over tiles to increase chances of drawing a blank. Oh, I thought that played in row D, but double I not good. Hoard is also good, but IA not good. Yeah, and keeping the A for Ahi is good. I am going with Hoy. Well, I missed the blank. I do draw an S, which can go on the end of Enol. I don't have a 6-letter play ending in A. I don't have a bingo. Only 2 tiles in the bag, and the unseen pool includes U, U, Z. Fantastic. So, do I empty the bag, or do I play off just 1 tile? So, I could play F and Far for 22. But is there any point in doing this? Yes, there is. If I draw the blank, I have seaweed in row N. And opponent may not block that. But 4 vowels to come, I could easily draw a U. Opponent's not going to bingo. Maybe I should get rid of a ton of tiles with a view to going out in 1. That's reasonable. My F can go underneath the I here. Yeah, I think this is a better option. I can play Phi. I'm drawing 2 tiles. This is a very balanced set. I may not be able to go out in 1, but this is 30 points, which is pretty decent. I'm taking out a bingo lane in row A. Well, opponent's not going to bingo anyway, even if 2 U's are in the bag. The best opponent can do, I think, is Zelator, and I'm not seeing anywhere for that. I am going with Phi. And I do draw 2 vowels, so poor opponent, stuck with 2 U's and no other vowels. And poor me, because I'm not going out in 1 with this rack. Always nice to do that, but I don't think that's possible. Oh wow, that's nice. 26 for opponent. I can certainly score off this Z. Opponent will be going out. TUR blank. So they have ruts and ifs. And ruts and gids. So it's just a matter of maximising my score. 5 minutes on my clock. So what's the best I can do with the Z? I've got ZEA for 36. Do I have any plays ending ZED? Or just anything that is longer? I have a days, but that doesn't hit the triple word square. It doesn't take an S. I have adses. This is definitely better. Gets the D doubled. And surely this is best. Wow. Over 500 points. Fantastic. And the final score, 391 for opponent, 527 for me, a winning margin of 136 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, great fun. Over 500 points. Now, this is how it happened. Opponent starts with dimps. I have wigwam for 30, which I was grateful to spot. Opponent plays fox. And now, look at this. Rear owls for 59. It didn't look very bingo-y. There were 5 vowels and a duplicate. But there it was. So, I lead, but only by 20 points. That lead disappears. Or does it? No, it doesn't. 14 for opponent. Missed bingo. Ouch. Cultrate through the R. As a double. Wow. Big miss. Big miss. 90 points left on the table. What do? Taught for 31, which is in this run of second best plays. But there it was. Well done if you saw that. Opponent plays cat. Phew. Not back-to-back missed bingos. I play Enol for 25. Falconer 1 more point, but a worse rack leave. Where is that K4? Beginning FA. Opponent's rack. They don't miss their bingo. Tininess. And look at this magnificent rack. Rewarded for missing a bingo in the best possible fashion. So, what do I have? E4. Yeah, there is a double through the R. There's Resorkin. But it's the only one. But you only need one. And look at that. I went with Krunia for 68. And really it's just Resorkin out on its own. 18 points ahead of my play. So I have a slender lead. Opponent's rack. They play Prey. But back-to-back bingos. This is one of the measures of pure luck that there is in the game. Bingo's on your opening rack and a back-to-back bingo. One can't possibly take credit for random tiles. So Dagia for 76, and I have a bingo's lead. Opponent with clunky tiles plays Ken. And I have here into another back-to-back bingo. So crazy amount of luck in the middle of the game. And suddenly I go from just having a nose in front to having a substantial lead. Opponent's rack, very difficult to sort this rack out in 1, as you can see from these rack leaves. So, opponent plays Bice. Oh, look at that. There is a big J play in row H. There's Edgy Doe. Another big miss. A15 Joey available for 42. And I do Jock for 39. But look at that. 39 versus 63. Anyway, in the context of the game, I still lead by a handsome margin. Opponent gets 39. D1, well, I don't want to open a 9-timer lane, so I play Hoy for 6 fewer points. Opponent plays Dally. D1, well, it may be worth considering. I don't think opponent is 9-timering with this rack, but I'm not sacrificing that many points, and I'm keeping a great rack leave. Opponent plays Lulz. They could have played Yuts. Wow, for a much bigger score. And finally, no out for me, but I do have Adzes for 51. Whoops. And opponent's best is Rust. So, what an epic game. Absolutely amazing stuff. 2 back-to-back bingos on the trot with Dagia and Here2. Absolutely skyrocketed me into an uncatchable lead. So, brilliant fun. Many thanks to opponent for hanging on until the end and for a good game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.